നമ്മൾ നോക്കാൻ പോകുന്നത് +1 ഇംഗ്ലീഷിലെ ടു സ്ലീപ്പ് എന്ന് പറയുന്ന ചാപ്റ്ററിൻ്റെ ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻ ആൻസേഴ്സും ആക്ടിവിറ്റീസുമാണ്. നമുക്ക് ഫസ്റ്റ് ക്വസ്റ്റ്യനിലേക്ക് നോക്കാം. ഐ ഹാവ് തോട്ട് ഓഫ് ഓൾ ബൈ ടേൺസ് വാട്ട് ആർ ദ തിങ്സ് ദാറ്റ് ദ പോയറ്റ് തിങ്സ് ഓഫ്. The things that the poet thinks of are a flock of sheep leisurely passing by one after one, the sound of rain and bees murmuring, the fall of rivers, winds and seas, smooth fields, wide sheets of water and pure sky. Question 2. Why couldn't the poet sleep for 3 nights? The poet couldn't sleep for 3 nights because sleep was running away from him. Question 3. Do you think that the sleep embraced the poet in the end? Why? As I think that sleep embraced the poet in the end because he threatened her not to run away and praised her with some fine words. Question 4. How many of you can identify with Wordsworth's experience of lying awake until the birds twitter their dawn chorus? Many of us can identify with Wordsworth's experience of being sleepless the whole night as they are stressed out by the pressures of life, and so they cannot fall asleep until the birds twitter their dawn chorus. Question 5. How do you think the poet feels at the start of the poem? At the start of the poem, the poet feels is a bit desperate and longs for sleep. Question 6. Pick out the images from the poem. The images from the poem are a flock of sheep that leisurely pass by one after one, the falling rain, bees murmuring, the fall of rivers, wide sheets of water and pure sky, smooth fields, twittering birds in the orchard, and a mother bringing sweet things to her child. Question 7. Which lines or images do you think are the most effective in conveying the necessity of sound sleep? The last 3 lines are the most effective in conveying the necessity of sound sleep. Only if he sleeps the morning will have any meaning for him. Sleep is the blessed barrier between day and day, and she is a mother who brings fresh thoughts and joyous health. Question 8. The poem ends in a note of wistful hope and prayer. Do you agree? Why? Yes, I agree that the poem ends in a note of wistful hope and prayer. The poet is requesting sleep to come to him. She has been running away for 3 nights in succession. He hopes she will listen to his entreaty and comes to him this night. Question 9. Comment on the length of the poem and the poetic form. The poem is a sonnet. A sonnet is a poem of 14 lines with a strict pattern of rhyme and rhythm. There are different forms of the sonnet, but they share some common things, which include a key idea, its proper development, and a conclusion with a twist. A sonnet is divided into 2 parts. The first 8 lines are called an octave, and the last 6 lines are called sestet. The poet has used several images in the poem, which include a flock of sheep that leisurely pass by one after one, the falling rain, bees murmuring, the fall of rivers, wide sheets of water and pure sky, smooth fields, twittering birds in the orchard, and a mother bringing sweet things to her child. The rhyme scheme in this poem, in the sonnet, is ABBA, CDE. Question 10. The poet uses several images in the poem, like the sound of rain and sight of field. Identify images used by the poet in to sleep. A flock of sheep passing by one after one, bees murmuring, wide sheets of water, pure sky, birds singing from the orchard trees, cuckoo's melancholy cry. നമ്മളൊരു അപ്രിസിയേഷൻ ആണ് നോക്കുന്നത്. The poem To Sleep by William Wordsworth, who is known as the High Priest of Nature, is an exquisite poem that presents to us some of the finest sights, sounds and movements of nature. We can see a flock of sheep leisurely passing by one after one. We can hear the sound of rain and murmuring of bees. We can hear the fall of rivers, winds and seas. We can see the smooth fields, wide sheets of water and pure sky. We also hear the melodies of small birds coming from the orchard trees. We hear the cuckoo's melancholy cry. The poet can't sleep. Maybe he is worried about the bad things happened during the past. In fact, he has not slept for a couple of days, and this makes him all the more worried. If he does not sleep, he wouldn't be able to enjoy wonderful sights and sounds in the morning. Sleep brings fresh thoughts and joyous health. To sleep is a sonnet. In the octave, first 8 lines, the poet describes alluring sights and sounds of nature. In the sestet, the last 6 lines, he describes his condition without sleep and requests sleep not to run away from him. He also talks about blessings sleep brings. The rhyming scheme in the octave is ABBA, ABBA, and in the sestet is CDE, CDE. The poet has used personification effectively. Sleep is pictured as a mistress who is returning to come to the poet. There is a rhetorical question without thee. What is all the morning's wealth? There is onomatopoeia, the bees murmuring. There is a fine alliteration in blessed barrier between. There is a hyperbole in calling sleep as the dear mother of fresh thoughts and joyous health. On the whole, To Sleep is an enjoyable poem with a fine message for all of us. Next question 2 ആണ്. Wordsworth's To Sleep tells us how important it is to have a sound sleep in order to remain mentally and physically fit. In this world, where everything instant or instantly done, isn't it important to avoid unhealthy habits? അപ്പോൾ അതാണ് നമ്മുടെ ചോദ്യം. ഇനി ആൻസർ നോക്കാം. In our modern world, everything has become instant. We get instant coffee and tea, instant meals from the fast food outlets, instant cures by quacks, and even instant sleep through sleeping pills. People are in a hurry and they want everything instant. In the ready-made stores, you can get almost everything instant. If things go like this, the day is not far when we can also get instant babies. The desire for everything instant is a symptomatic of a disease that has gripped the modern society. People have lost the virtue of patience. Nobody is willing to wait for anything. The lack of patience makes us sick as it increases our blood pressure. We forget that haste makes waste. By consuming all the instant foods and clicks, we are spoiling our health. The same thing happens when we resort to instant cures. There are instances where people wanted instant sleep. They swallowed many pills and they never got up from their sleep. അപ്പോൾ ഇതാണ് നമ്മുടെ ചാപ്റ്റർ. താങ്ക് യു.